Hello friends, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So today I want to share a little history of Sikh nation. And the reason for that is there has been some misinformation spread by Indian Consulate and Indian media and some of the Indian organizations. So before I discuss that, I want to give you a little historical background about Sikh nation. So till 1849, Punjab, Kingdom of Punjab, was independent country, and it was run by the Sikh leadership under Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So this is a historical fact which cannot be denied. And after 1849, Britishers came in, and when Britishers left that whole area of South Asia in 1947, the division of Punjab was done. Half of the Punjab is currently in Pakistan side, which also have a Guru Nanak birthplace, because Guru Nanak is founder of Sikh faith, which is in Pakistan side of Punjab. Then we also have Indian side of Punjab. So a lot of Sikh community members moved to the Indian side of Punjab because at that time they were promised autonomy, and they were told by the Hindu leadership at that time that Sikhs will enjoy the glory of freedom in the northern part of India, and they will have autonomous state Punjab. But promises were broken. And in 1950, Indian Constitution was floated, which till now date says under Section 25B, Sikhs are part of Hinduism, which is a very wrong thing to say to anyone. We shouldn't say these kind of things when even the US Census Bureau recognized Sikhs as a separate ethnicity. So since then, there has been a struggle between a Sikh and Indian leadership. Again, it's not a communal issue. It was never a communal issue. Sikhs and Hindus are living in Connecticut, living all across the world, even in the Punjab occupied by India, as brothers and sisters. And we intend to do that because we share a lot of good values. And but the way India portray things, it's very disturbing and very hurtful to even me and my Hindu friends as well. So long story short, in 1984, when Sikh civil rights movement was on the peak, that if you want to keep Sikhs under the India, we would like to be treated as a first-class citizen and not the second-class citizens. And Sikhs should be treated equally. So in order to crush that movement, first in June 1984, India bombarded Sikh Vatican and other 37 places of worship. And month of June was also recognized by our governor as a Sikh Memorial Month, just to remember the history. In the narrative, the things have happened. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Because history, I don't have power, you don't have power to change the history. Then in November 1984, there was a Sikh genocide in India, which was followed by the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who was the one responsible for the attack on 37 Gurdwaras all around the Punjab, in which more than 10,000 worshippers died. So in retaliation, that action was taken by somebody from Sikh community, but that doesn't mean that gives Indian government a right to kill all the Sikhs all around the India. And there was a genocidal campaign which was funded by the state of India, in which more than 30,000 Sikhs were killed all across the India, especially in New Delhi, which is the capital of India. And state of Connecticut, again, have recognized that pain and tried to give closure to the Sikh community by making an act in 2018 to recognize November 1st every year as a Sikh Genocide Remembrance Day. So these kind of genocides don't happen again anywhere in the world. First thing is to recognize if there is anything like that happens, and then only you can go for accountability. Sad thing is that at federal level, Sikh genocide have not been recognized yet in America. But whereas we see Delhi State Assembly have recognized it as a genocide. So it's a big question mark on us as well and to our leadership why it has to take 100 years for us to recognize something terrible like that. Armenian genocide was recognized at federal level after 100 years. It shouldn't take that long. We need to be proactive. And whereas I respect, and I say it again, I respect that India is our strategic partner when it comes to geopolitics, when it comes to foreign relations. But that doesn't mean that we leave our constitutional values on the side just to maintain that relationship. They need to respect America as well. When I see they are not really respecting America, when they are buying S-400 missile system from Russia, when they are buying millions of barrels of oil from Russia during the Ukraine war, when we as an American citizen also, we are trying to defend Ukraine in many ways we can. So this is a bigger issue, but the reason for today's video is that it came to my knowledge that Indian diplomats, Indian Consulate General of New York has condemned the citation by Connecticut General Assembly, which I will read to you so you can also see and make decision for yourself. If it has anything to do with divisiveness or hatred. So let me read that citation to you. In recognition of 36th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence Day, we join with you, your friends and family, in commemorating the historical resolution passed on April 29, 1986 by the collective Sikh nation gathering known as Sarbat Khalsa at the Sikhs political center Akal Takht, situated in the holy city of Amritsar, Punjab. I don't see anything wrong with the language. I don't see it promote or provoke any kind of violence. All we are doing is we are recognizing a minority community who has been marginalized, and we are just wishing them good luck for that resolution and for their celebration of that day. And again, Declaration of Independence is not an illegal act. And as much as Sikhs enjoy celebrating July 4th, we cannot deny the fact April 29th has a special place in their heart. And also I would like to say that City of Norwich did one proclamation, and even our US Senator Murphy also wished Sikh community that day. And I can read that as well because that has a lot of significance as well. It says, "Dear friends, I would like to extend my best wishes to everyone in the Sikh community of Connecticut as you celebrate 554 Sikh New Year and Independence Day. For centuries, Sikh have celebrated their religion founded by Guru Nanak both in Punjab, transnational region, and around the world. I also want to honor 239th anniversary of Sikh Flag Day, and that Sikh Flag Day was recognized even by our state as March 11th as a Sikh Flag Day. Again, nothing wrong with it. Sikhs have their own identity. They are separate ethnicity. They have their own flag. They have their own scripture. They have their own way of living. They have their own articles of faith. They have their own political center. They have their own spiritual center. They have their own history. So there's nothing wrong by recognizing the community who has been very welcoming, who always work on inclusivity, who always embrace diversity, and who is always in the front line when our community need help. So I will go back to the letter of Senator Murphy. It says, the Sikh community has long and rich cultural history with over 50 million followers worldwide. Members of the Sikh faith value freedom of religion, speech, and expression while standing in solidarity with marginalized and oppressed people around the world. The tapestry we weave as a state and a nation is made more vibrant by the contribution from the more than 500 Sikh families in Connecticut. I want to thank the City of Norwich for organizing today's celebration and for creating an inclusive and welcoming community for residents of the Sikh faith and all backgrounds to enjoy. Once again, congratulations to all of the Connecticut Sikhs on the 554th Sikh New Year and 239 Sikh Flag Day. Norwich is fortunate to be able to host such culturally enriching event. I wish you all best in the future and look forward working hand in hand with you for the years to come. So that clearly tells us something. Sikh community and Sikh struggles are legitimate, and we don't believe in promoting or provoking any kind of violence anywhere in the world. And these kind of citations by General Assembly, I think they reflect our American values, who we are as American. And don't forget, when we do our every day, when we see our flag of America and we say justice for all, and not just that, when we sing our national anthem, we say it's a home of brave, land of free. And we always ask as an American citizen that there should be justice and there should be equality that exist. So at the end of the day, friends, I am a very proud Sikh American, and I am very happy that state of Connecticut, city of Norwich, and some of our federal leaders have accepted me, my identity, my community's struggles, my community's all the contribution to state of Connecticut. At the end, I will just say we gotta stick together and show our solidarity with the Sikh nation. And part of the thing why we do these kind of celebrations outside our comfort zone is because we want to educate our fellow Americans community. After 9/11, there has been a lot of hate crimes on Sikh community as well. And we need to make sure we create a kind of understanding among broader communities as well, that who Sikhs are, where they're from, why they even here. And to those organizations like GOPIO who have condemned these kind of resolution, I simply say one thing, they should definitely look into the history. Sikhs have sacrificed more than 80% for Indian freedom, and too bad, even till now, Sikhs are struggling for simple things in the Punjab occupied by India. And when I say that, there's a reason, because the resources of Punjab are being misused by the Indian state. And water is a natural resource that Punjab has, is being going to other states without Punjab getting paid. And that's a legitimate one reason out of 100,000 reasons. But this is one reason that we living in this free country understand international riparian laws, understand what United Nations Charter offers. And if India is really a democratic country, then they should prove themselves by giving opportunity to all the states in India with the right of self-determination, which is offered by United Nations Charter. And at the end of the day, I will just say, in any of our messages, any of our transcripts, any of our citations, any of our proclamations, anything given to the Sikh community by Connecticut legislators does not promote any kind of divisive agenda, does not promote any kind of hate, does not provoke any kind of violence, does not say anything which should hurt Indian community. And I think our Indian community members should also look how the government of India is trying to create differences between Sikhs and Hindus, even living in a free country like that, where we all enjoy every Sunday, we go to our Gurdwara, enjoy a meal together. So I think they also have a responsibility to condemn the Indian diplomats coming to the state of Connecticut and trying to interfere in our political system, trying to interfere with our legislators, and this shouldn't be acceptable to them as well, because at the end of the day, we all are brothers and sisters, and Sikhs have always been in the front line for humanitarian efforts. Even during pandemic, our community was serving meals at Bacchus Hospital outside downtown Norwich. And even New York Times covered that this is the only community who doesn't even serve in a pandemic, but also serves during protest, because there were Black Lives Matter protests also going on that time. So my only request to all of you is, let's learn about the right narrative of the events which has passed in the history. And history should never be forgotten, and we should learn from the history, and we should make sure the events which have been done in the past shouldn't repeat. And we should also have some kind of basic understanding about international laws, about UN Charter, so we can proudly say that, hey, we are American, and our American values are, they allow us to help somebody to raise their voices. And we are all for freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of speech. And no country has any right to interfere in our democratic and American constitutional values, and they shouldn't be interfering. And I do demand to our federal leaders to take some action. They have no right to defame Sikh community, call them terrorists, and other words which are not really appropriate to say. And when Sikh community have never said anything about anyone, all they're doing is celebrating and commemorating their history. And it might, even though they try to interfere and nothing will happen, but still it creates a certain discomfort between the community and their legislators, which I think in upcoming time will be holding informational sessions as well, so we can educate to our legislators as well what is the real story and how we can get rid of this misinformation, which of course they have power to do that, but it's hard for anybody to say things and to dispel the truth. So people emotions, people sentiments also needs to be catered. So I demand our federal leaders to take some action on these kind of diplomats, and they should request India to have better diplomats serving in these capacities. Their job is to give visa, their job is to give OCI cards. When our people stand in line and they have to go through agents and give them extra money just to get those kind of facilities. So they should improve their own system rather than interfering in our government decisions. and they have no right to defame Sikh community. So at the end of the day, I am very blessed that I live in city of Norwich and I live in this state of Connecticut that understand Sikh history, understand Sikh narrative, and stand by the Sikh nation. Don't forget, in Connecticut, we have two sovereign nations already who are helping our communities, who are helping this state of Connecticut. And according to my eyes, I see Sikh nation in the same category, which has been nothing but helpful to our state of Connecticut. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Sorry for this long message, but the right information needs to travel. So I hope you will share with your friends and family, and do your own research. And we have many resource centers. Feel free to contact me and I'll be happy to sit down with you. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.